All right, so here today, you guys are probably seeing the title. You're like, oh my god, is it true? And yes, it's true. We got a gift. I'm just kidding. Yes, we got a gift. On top of that, yes, Mihara did get a fix, which is resulting in her technically getting a buff, which is resulting in her doing better in one specific boss over here, which is a super cool thing. Could have done it sooner, could have done it sooner. But I thought I'd share it with you and talk about exactly what happened there. But today, let's get through everything. So, as always, new to the channel, like and subscribe. It truly, truly helps out a ton. And again, I talked about it in my last video. If you would like to, link at the top of the description or pinned comment. I'll be covering Persona X, the Phantom X, coming soon. Global. I think it's like we're releasing it like next month, so very exciting. All right, if you would like to sub up there, consider doing so. Link in the description again or pinned comment. But let's hop into it. Here we go. So pretty much, we got a little bit of a notice over here. Basically, we reached a milestone, so we got a gift. 10 pull, by the way. Listen, shout out to Nikke for beating us so hard. So before the maintenance came up, like before it finished, about an hour or so before it, they tweeted and said, hey guys, thank you all for the support, and thank you for 450,000 followers on Twitter. Here's 10 advanced recruit vouchers. I was so excited. I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, hey, yo, I'm so excited. I texted a few people like, dude, 10 pull, let's go. And we were all excited, and then we proceeded to log in game. And when we logged in game, right, it was a 10 standard pull. They deleted the original tweet, and now you don't know ever. No one has proof, right? Because nobody screenshotted it, but it was originally tweeted as a 10 advanced recruit voucher. Sadly, not. It's much less than that. It's 10 standard recruit vouchers, but could have been collaboration funds, but instead it's standard funds. So that is nice there. Pretty much JP put out their own version of the tweet. They just said thank you for the support. It wasn't even like correlated to the global version, so obviously each version can do their own thing. So JP just says thank you for the support, and because you helped us during the anniversary, here's a free 10 pull. And Global says thank you for 450,000 followers. So two different things, but yeah, altogether 10 pull now there. So make sure to go and enjoy it. There's also the maintenance gifts over here for 300 gems. So a free 10 pull. You know, the maintenance regular compensation, not bad. Next up over here, if you go over here to the bell icon, go over here to system updates, go over to optimization on May 15th, and read through some of this. There is some pretty good stuff. So over here, fix an issue with Crow's motions. Ew. Fix an issue where Mana skill 1, Metal Y, revived more than 2 allies when there were 2 or more fallen allies at the same time, which was not an intended effect. Added effects over here that cannot be removed. Added effects that cannot be removed to some skill effects on Mihara Bonding Chain. This applies to Ensnaring Chain of Skill 1 Body Contact. It also applies to Dragging Chain of Burst Skill Bonding Pain. Gaga, what does that mean, man? Basically speaking, you can't remove these skill effects. These skill effects cannot be removed. So for bosses like Indivilia, you now can actually use Mihara in there and get much better of a result versus what you were getting originally. From what I've seen, there's two different thought processes. Some people say that it's still not enough to make her where it's like, hey, she destroys Indivilia. It just makes her a bit better. Again, I'm not going to quantify the number of how much better it makes her, but her kit functions, correct? It's just not destroying Indivilia, right? If you were like, hey, I'm getting stuck at stage 6, you might actually get to stage 7 now. If you were getting stuck at like 8, 9, you might, 8, right? You might get to 9. It's so on and so forth, right? You might go up a stage and such. You might get like 20 to 30 to 40% more DPS and such. You will do a bit better, but don't think like, oh, I'm stomping Indivilia now. It is definitely a better change, and it does make her do better, and there is clearly a gain over what it was before. There is clearly a gain, so just know that where it is now, that is a very, very good thing over here. They also changed some content, just real quick. I'll kind of power through this. They changed the ending theme over here by Day and Alice Diary when informed separately, so there's that. Fix an issue over here with Simulation Room. Replace some images and packages. This contains to these things over here. Fix an issue with the Lost Relic. Fix an issue over here in the mirror. This is something that people were asking for, so they fixed that. Fix an issue for the Golden Lucky Frame, which was also there. And fix an issue with probability rates for mid-tier purples were slightly imprecise. Wonder what that meant, but pretty much that's what they have over here, so not bad for what it is. They already have known issues, by the way, so if you're encountering anything, check the known issues tab. But I'll hop over to Twitter and show you exactly how the buff looks and what's causing the accounts to basically, or what's Mihara doing now. Let's see. So pretty much over here, I have a bunch of just JP tweets that I kind of saw come through my feed and such. So pretty much over here, Mihara has been strengthened so we can attack the Scorpion again, which is Indivilia. With the additional, basically addition of the irreversible effect, right? You can now do a bit more damage because it's not being removed, right? The issue is it's being removed. So this was the tweet initially, or like the announcement. This person is now achieving 3.3, and then over here, this is what the number's looking like, right? So she is clearing the gap. Again, that's where Roppy is. Roppy is undeniably still an insane character, but remember, she did move up a lot in like initial showcases when we were doing this and talking about this. She would be like about 7 to 1 off, right? Basically being like where she would be like, at this case, if it was before, like 8, right? Instead of the 103 she's at, comparatively speaking, 1.5, which is, again, this is like a common thing that you'll see in these images over here. There is still a difference, there's no doubt, but she still is doing pretty good. This one is sadly a bit more of a change, or a gap rather. With this formation, Indivilia can reach level 7 by leaving everything except the red circle on auto. After I reached level 7, I got hit so hard that I was wiped out, lol. Pretty much over here again, 1.9 versus 1. People are also saying that autoing is much better now, other than obviously the red dots and such, and they are doing pretty good with it. It's a better buff, but it's not going to make it where it's like, dude, it's a cakewalk, right? Like, for example, Siren makes some things a cakewalk. You're not going to get that with Mihara, but Mihara is doing better. That's the fact, okay? So don't think it's like, oh my god, triple S tier, now she's like 4 S tier. No, sadly, that's not the case, but she is doing better. Again, I'm making that clear. Thank you, Shift Up. You can use Mihara now in Indivilia and such. This person popped 5.1, and then pretty much, again, this is the gap. So in this case, again, having her first, you did pick up 2.2 versus the 2. So in this case, again, and in the other showcases you see it, what the entire end-all result is, she is doing better. For my original test, again, what I did back then, when I saw it, I only saw for some reason a 15% jump. I don't know if I did something wrong. I don't know what happened. My Mihara didn't get better by that. No, she got a bit better, but it wasn't like an insane jump. I could also suck. Who knows, man? But for what I got, again, it was around there. So pretty much that's what I got. That's what they're showing over here. This is again what it looks like now for Indivilia. And again, it is a change. People are reporting it. It's a change. You can definitely feel it, but not. Oh my God, she's insane. So yes, for the most part, I'll answer the question that I know I'm gonna get already. Is it now making her banner even more worth it? It's up to you. All right, pretty much, it's up to you. She's still going to be where she is as a character. I don't think it's going to 100% change, but it does make her working in Indivilia. So if you want to go and try her in Indivilia, you're more than welcome to. I know that like a new comp has been like comprised, and it's like a very cool comp. It's pretty much where you just like literally let Roppy carry you, and you pretty much just completely buff Roppy, with everybody else is like just buff support, and you just have Roppy. That is like a big comp that Biber's been using. It has a lot of survivability, it has a lot of buff, and it basically is just designed for like carry Roppy, like make sure Roppy does everything. That was the design of the comp, and it is a comp that is doing good, and unironically, it is somehow getting people higher clears, but whatever it is, still, Mihara has a lot to offer. If you're running the right team and such, if you see off the video here, if you ran the right team, you definitely are getting good damage, so up to you if you still want to pity. It's your decision, but confirmed she now works in Indivilia better than she did before, but again, don't think that she's like destroying the content. She's significantly better, but not destroying the content, so please, there is a difference between the two, as again, you might think Siren is what Mihara is, but Mihara's not gone to like, hey, I can destroy everything, you know? She's doing great, though. Please be aware. All right? Take care. Have fun. I'll wrap it up there. Brand new gift. Go claim it. It's a nice free multi in your mail. And then, again, fixed for Mihara has come through here. And it's pretty nice. We'll take it. Anything is better than nothing. But given that fix has come through, if you're asking about the change towards the lobby animation for the burst skill,